watching. I ain't living my life vicariously. Ain't standing by watching fly by me, going ham every day, cause you know I ain't 10, and I know that they call me the daredevil of sin. Got ADD, hella random.
Alright guys, what is going on? Nintendo Tugs doing a controller-ish review. Today we're going to talk about the worst controller of all time, hands down, and you are all going to hate me because it's not what you're thinking. Alright, let's get to it. If this wants to go in there, that'd be fantastic. Alright, cool. So, my thoughts. You got regular Nintendo controller. Boom. Phone doesn't like to focus. Regular Nintendo, boom. Stained 2 buttons. Nice, classic, basic 8-bit. Good to go. Then you got the redone version. Also, still pretty good controller. Still good to go. I was going to film this in a weird way, but I might actually do this. Okay. That'll probably be the big one most of the time. Maybe not. We'll see. Listen to me talk. Then we got Super Nintendo. Can't beat it, except for the part where B and A are in the wrong spot. I always hated that as a kid. Running through Mario and stuff. Just had to hold B to run and then A, which was actually easy, but it was weird to me. Then we got my favorite controller of all time, probably. The smaller 6-button Genesis controller meant for fighting games. There also was a turbo mode. Maybe I'll take the cord off of one of these. Slightly bigger, but you got function and slow. Cheating if you use them against your friends, but fun in story. Then of course the OG one, which I also like, but 3 buttons did not work for fighting games that well. Then we got a little bit of a weird one. Virtual Boy, weird controller, dual analog pads, which was super interesting. Yeah, I have a Virtual Boy. There's no way to screen capture it, so probably never played on the channel. But anywho, then we got all of the 64 controllers. Boom. Gray one, red one, purple one, I don't have all of them, but yellow one, green one, new one, because mine broke at one point, and then that one, also new. The old ones are expensive. I never played with it, but a lot of speedrunners love it. Probably my favorite controller of all time. This was the one I've had since I was a little kid, and we owned a 64. Purple was me, red was my brother's. The joystick on those, I should show you. Joystick on this one, as you can see, just loosey-goosey, which I liked for a while, but then it stopped going left on Smash Bros, so it wouldn't run when I wanted it to run. So I have a spare joystick for it. Like, this one's loose, and I play with this one. I have a spare controller, or joystick, which is just a drop-in for these. But then this one's super tight, and I actually hate it because it was like too responsive. Anywho, N64 controller, probably my favorite controller of all time. You guys are probably gonna hate me for that statement as well. Something about just something about this under grip right here is just right. Like, just having your finger on Z with the under grip, just right. These are where you need them to be. These are if you want them, and this one drifts so good. It's in Mario Kart. Best controller by far for Mario Kart. I don't care who you are. Z for your item coming off of your drift button, or using 2 fingers on GameCube controllers was absolutely terrible. Moving on, we have, I know they're not in order, whatever, I was gonna put them in order, but PS1 with DualShock updated. I have the regular ones. I have a red one without joysticks. They're in the attic though, and I didn't want to get a ladder out and find them. PS2, all dual analog stick. PS3 plugs in, same thing though, same shape. Knockoff PS3, PS4 Star Wars edition. I love this controller probably more than anything. When I saw this controller before PS4 came out, I'm like, that sounds freaking awesome. This is you can move stuff with it, like your mouse pointer for the internet. It lights up, it makes sounds, everything's comfortable and amazing. This lights up and changes color based on stuff. It's never broken. That's a big factor. We're gonna get into that in a second. Yeah, this is all around great controller. Also, when I use this controller for Need for Speed, Fast and the Furious, I always say Fast and the Furious. When I used it for Need for Speed, this is also a microphone, or this is right here. So it'll talk to you. So literally, like, you can hear the cop walkie-talkies, radios through that, and it sounds like an actual radio, like freaking Saving Silverman. Dude, you don't say the sound after every time you talk on the walkie-talkie. All right, JD out. That was
out. Roger that. Dude, you don't have to do the sound. It already does that. Out.
Copy that. I'm not gonna make the sound after I say stuff from now on. JD McNugent, over and out. That was the last one.
the last one, I swear. Anyways, that one's actually up there, probably tied with 64 for my favorite controller of all time. PS4, you know what you're doing. Let's see, should we go to the GameCube? We'll go to the GameCube. We'll start with the ones that I don't hate. So so far these ones, all good. Nothing, never had a problem with them, loved them. They had some updates, those were cool. The knockoffs were good for the early ones, not good for those ones. Or I had some weird shaped ones of these that we sold. I might have a picture of them. I'll put it in there if I remember. But those were actually horrible also. But the controller stuff. Anyways, we go to GameCube. Love the controller. I know a lot of people do. Speedrunners use it. A lot of people use it for everything. I still use it for the Nuzlocke. That's what I play with, is that controller through one of the adapters for PC and Wii. So I love this controller. Not as much as 64, but it's up there. The Wavebird was the best thing of its time because you could go wireless and it was reliable. Bought this Wavebird when the GameCube came out with it. Nintendo brand Wavebird. Still works perfectly, never had an issue. Still holds a charge, amazing. Knockoff controller, terrible, terrible, terrible. Those are all, I think, slightly broken in some weird way because they're knockoffs. Platinum one, black one. And then I guess we'll go to these. Switch controllers, not a huge fan, but they do their thing for certain games. Whatever. The Pokeball is super fun for Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. If you don't have that, you should. I didn't know for the longest time. Like, this is obviously joystick and it's a button. You can hear the click. I didn't even realize this was a button for the longest time. So, and motion control, obviously, because you're playing Let's Go Pikachu. Pro controller. Mine's wired. Doesn't rumble. Super cheap. Pikachu themed. It's fine for what it is. I like it for Smash Bros. Is alright, but obviously I still use GameCube controller for Smash Bros. Ultimate. Wish I could use the 64 controller. Have it dominate. That brings me to the second worst controller of all time. What were they thinking? A gamepad is not a controller. This is like the exact same size as a Game Gear, which I used to have, and was just clunky and cumbersome. Absolutely disgusting. I remember when I first got a Wii U, because it was like, oh, this is only $50 for the whole black system, which is the better storage one. I was like, sweet, I'll get it, blah, blah, blah. I went to go play like 2 games. I'm like, why do I have to use the pad? I have the Wii U adapter for the GameCube controller. Why would you make me use a pad? And I have never played this system since. So, tried 1 time, maybe 2 times. Never again. Second worst controller of all time. Alright, let's get into some Dreamcasts. Dreamcast, fishing rod, coolest thing ever. I know, it's dirty, don't judge me. Mine stopped working, I don't know why I took it apart. Everything's still going, wires are all still connected, whatever. Probably just buy another one, it's cheaper. Light guns, which I actually have for PS2, Xbox, and some other systems that are in the attic as well. Knockoff controllers for this this one and this green one are actually amazing. Playing Crazy Taxi with those, it's a lot more natural because everything's slightly further apart, whereas this stock controller, everything's kind of packed tightly in a weird, like your hand rests over other buttons that shouldn't. That one sucks. Yeah, trying to fix these right now because this joystick didn't work, which are drop-in joysticks, but they're only compatible with stock controllers, and I can't find good ones online because they're not compatible with these. All of these three are different. I took these apart the other day and I was pissed. Anywho, I like the controller layout. A lot of people hated them. People thought it was weird also that the wire comes out of the top. I mean the bottom. But you can just put it in this little thingy right there and it holds it up like a normal wire. So that's neat. And then the VMUs, you can play like Virtua Tennis on that VMU screen. Yeah, I have a lot of VMUs. I think I have like 10 or something. And that one, the last one was a Rumble pack, which I also have for N64, and I have some of the Game Boy players and whatnot. Anyway, moving on. We'll go Wii. Wii controllers, love that one. These ones, when they came out, I thought were cool. Obviously, Wii Sports with these is a must and amazing. Probably my favorite game on this system, because I hate these controllers for every other thing ever. Have all the accessories, steering wheels, golf clubs, whatever. You name it, I have it. Light gun and super scope. That bad boy. Only worked for like 3 games, I think. Super scope 6. 2 other ones. I have super scope 6. I don't think I have the others. Anywho, quick overview. Nothing wrong with them. Cool for the time. Sucks for most games, but you can play with a GameCube controller, so that works. Alright, moving on. This is where a lot of you are going to hate me. We got standard Xbox controller, version 2, which was probably also one of my favorite controllers all the time. I love what the black and whites are in these. I love that they aren't bumpers like they started doing on the rest. I don't know why, something about it. I just liked switching grenades and stuff with those buttons. The original one I hated when it first came out, the huge one. But I think I still have one upstairs, or in the attic. But they're interesting to say the least. Oh, that's the one. Yeah, so now, getting on to what everyone's going to hate me for. Love the second one. First one kind of sucked, but it was alright. I'm going to skip those. Then we got Xbox One. Skipping the 360 for now. You guys are like, uh-oh. Xbox One, nothing really wrong with it. I've thrown it a lot. Generally works, except for when it doesn't. Which is why I have this. A wired light-up Xbox One. I have the white Xbox One. As you notice, I have a black controller. After a month of having the system, buying it brand new when the white one came out, the controller just stopped working. I never threw it, never punched it, didn't do anything, just played like regular games and it didn't make me rage. It just stopped working. I took it back. They were like, yeah, we can trade you out a new one because here's my receipt, blah, 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 but they didn't have a new white one. I didn't want a black one. I don't remember why, but then I got money back for taking a wired one because it was like 20-30 bucks less. And I was like, whatever, it's roughly the same shape. So that's annoying. I've had one of those controllers, 2 I think actually now. Break for no reason, brand new. Getting on to the worst controller of all time. Xbox 360. Yes, I know, everyone is typing in the comments right now. You hate me, I'm an idiot, this is the best controller of all time. Everyone still uses this, speedrunners use this, pros use this, PC users use this. Well, this bag right here is one of the examples why it is the worst controller of all time. Once again, I had the Xbox 360 Elite when it came out. Chrome, fancy buttons, new fancy controllers. I don't even want to get these all out. This is annoying. Well, there's a black one with the regular middle, just somewhere in there. Yeah, so these bad boys. Black back, gray bottom. I have a lot of mixed and matched ones. So I have had over 8, probably closer to a dozen of these controllers. You'll notice these ones with the beat up joysticks and the slightly destroyed bottoms and and the cracked up insides from when I tried to fix some things. I think the bumper stopped working. But these, for the most part, still work. They're a little bit broken because I destroyed them, but they still go on and they still work. The buttons, maybe a bumper needs replaced. That's on me. That being said, the worst design of all time, mind you, this is why this is also one of the worst controllers of all time, is this. These bumper buttons. They come out and they're just a springy plastic material. Also, I just changed all the working buttons out in all 4 of these that didn't work to one that did work, and then this sync button didn't work, so I can't even turn it on. Or play with it, I should say. It goes on. But yeah, these bumpers, for some reason, when they stop bumping and they just like are already pressed about like halfway right there, like they should go like this, but they stick like this, there's just no way to fix it. I've cleaned them, I've tried to do it, but it's like they just don't spring anymore because they're just shit plastic. There's no reason for that. It's just, why would you design shit plastic top and a middle bottom, which is irrelevant, but terrible design. Getting back to the controllers themselves. This one I think still works as my brother's. Oh, there's another one. You're gonna love this one. My also most hated part of these controllers. Oh, it might be on the other one. One of these. It's on one of these. I think it was on the one that was out here. Which I don't know where it is. Okay, you can see this crack starting to form right here. Maybe? Yeah, that crack right there starting to crack. One of the other black ones I have, which is somewhere, because I was trying to play that 360 the other day because it's brand new. I have 3 360s. No red rings. You guys are probably gonna hate my rambling. This is probably a long video right now. Anywho, still on. Worst controller of all time for that reason. That little crack is right where the battery pack connects. So when this crack gets too bad, your battery pack disconnects and there's no way to reattach it and it's just fucked. You have to get a new controller. That's a stupid thing. Why would you put the weakest part of the controller on the part that relies on it staying on? So that pissed me off always. Which was also, that's on me. I rage. I've probably broken those. Cool. So, crappy buttons, dumb designs. That's on me. We'll take that. Okay, just don't get mad at your controllers, don't throw them. Here's the reason why they are the worst controller of all time. They just stop working, just like the Xbox Ones. This bag of controllers, there's 4, or there was 4 the other day, I think there's 3 in here now. And then these 1, 2, 3, 4 more I have, and I've thrown about 4 away, so over about a dozen Xbox 360 controllers. 2 of these work. One is my brother's, and one is mine. That's the beat up ones. I think 2 or 3 actually might have turned on, but 2 actually work. So 3 out of 12 controllers still turn on. How is that even remotely possible? None of these other controllers that you see here have ever had an issue. I have thrashed 64 controllers, more than any controller in the freaking world, raging at every game I've played. I have punched them, I destroyed their joysticks. Only in one occasion, actually. Their joysticks are fairly resilient. I've never snapped a joystick off. I've just had it get too loosey-goosey. They're resilient. Thrown them across the rooms and walls. Never had a problem. Same with PlayStation ones. Back in Grand Theft Auto Vice City days and Need for Speed days, these PlayStation controllers went into some walls and doors. A lot. Never had them stop working. Puppy. Same with the GameCube controllers. I think I've had 1 or 2 joysticks go out. I don't know what's wrong with these 3. I never touched them, they just stopped working. So I guess they're up there with those, but those are third parties though. These are Microsoft stock controllers that come with your system. They should not just stop working. Literally. I've gotten new controllers with systems that have just sat for a year or 2, no batteries in them, not corroding, and they just stopped working. I pick them up, they don't work anymore. Same with like all of these. This is why these are all taken apart. I was trying to take parts that might work out and replace like joysticks and cool stuff for the ones that still turn on. So, my pick for the worst controller of all time is the Xbox 360 stock controllers. I don't know what Microsoft was doing, but it was worse than Red Rings of Death. They just don't work. And when you try to find them online all the joysticks look like this. So I'm not buying that disgusting trash. Anyways, let me know what your favorite and worst controllers are. Let me know how much you disagree with me and hate me, but like I said, I love the feel of them. They're one of the best feeling controllers of all time, I'll give you that. That's why people play with them, I get it. But they are just the worst overall controller of all time. Okay, I actually lied. You know what the worst controller of all time is? Xbox Connect. Your own body. And a Tugs piece.
Stop. It's 211 on the rock. Since he's spook in the club, let me see the ass drop. CSS introduced to the 211 plot. He's the roots to the group, popping shots on his block.